Hello and welcome to Not Replaced Yet. My name is Nick Bushcar and I'm here with my brother Jesse. Say hello, Jesse.
Hello, Jesse.
I know it's been a minute, so I welcome you back to our channel. I can assure you we have not slowed down. We have been obsessing over all of the latest and greatest things in the world of AI. But I'm happy to be back today. Jesse, you want to talk through a little bit what we're going to be going over?
Yeah. I think aptly introduced that we have not slowed down. The only reason we haven't been producing content is because the fire hose of AI news, AI ways of working, AI tooling, and everything under the sun has just continued to grow as anticipated, as forecasted, and we're drinking from that fire hose. It's very difficult to make the time to make a YouTube video when there's 20 other things to dig into that can prepare us for 20 or 200 other YouTube videos. So today,
Well, and the client asks on top of that,
well, yeah,
because of
the
all
day
those
job,
things,
the,
the day
the
job.
day
I mean,
job takes
I think it's
precedent,
those
of
two
course.
things married together are like we've had our heads down doing all the things. But yeah.
Well, I think there's kind of a future episode on the harmony between the day job tasks that we have to further and continue, and the strategies that are of the utmost importance to our clients. In a marketing and business strategy kind of consultancy and agency mode that we are in. But then also, what are we doing with those in other ways? I mean, and that's kind of the pendulum swing that we rapidly switch between, the context switching. But to that end, content creation, I am, I know you are in kind of different ways, Nick. We are committed to this idea that the authenticity of real people in the growing age of synthetic content and generative content, the real people still matter, and potentially the scarcity of that contribution means the demand is actually higher. And so creating content as a discipline, as a revenue stream, and as ultimately something just useful for the field. We see so many people talking about AI and talking about technology and missing key, useful, important points. And so a lot of that is what drives us to make this content. So today is going to be a little messy. It's probably going to be a little sloppy in an on purpose sort of way, because we're really just picking back up what we tried to start doing. I don't know, Nick, what was it? Maybe 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago,
Something like that.
And the idea was to recap, and we'll probably recap a couple times in different ways, different directions. The idea was we said, hey, we need to reduce the barrier to content creation, right? We don't need to have a week's worth of planning requirements to tune out this very polished video. I always have the feeling, I know you do too, is we'll have deep, very deep, important conversations between just the two of us. Hey, how do you feel about this nuanced piece? And then we'll explore that subject matter or something. We'll get off the phone. We're like, well, A, we didn't record it. B, we didn't publish it. It kind of evaporates from a content standpoint. And so we're trying to be more natural, be more live, real time, and transparent. I think the build in public ethos is something we both believe in, but have yet to really embrace realistically, and that's part of this effort too. So this is my long-winded wind-up to reintroduce that we are aiming to launch a business to start, multiple businesses at the, or products maybe would be a better way to say it than business, but launch a SaaS product out the gate. We started with thinking we could do that in 1 hour. All the benefit of these modern tools, all the efficiencies, all the skills that we bring to the table, we said, we're going to launch a business in an hour. And again, product is probably more apt. And we did that hour, and we weren't there. We weren't even close. And then we did another hour on top of that, and we weren't there. We weren't even close. And so, our eyes were bigger than our stomachs, if the analogy fits. And we've kind of persisted on that to say, what would it take to do this as efficiently as possible? So 8 weeks later, we haven't launched our business in an hour yet. But I think of that as kind of like the overnight success that takes 20 years or 10 years to make, right? Like, we aim to build a system that empowers us to launch products launch products and businesses maximally, efficiently, and effectively is kind of the more important thing than efficient. So, all of that being said, we're going to jump right in. We're going to go just about an hour. I do have a hard stop at our hour mark, so we might cut it off a few minutes early. But Nick, why don't you give the audience the intro to what this product is? Our first, we had a really clear vision for the first product. We've got it a certain amount down the path. We've got more to go, but like we're checking in kind of midstream here. What are we building? What are we talking about today?
Yeah, so we landed on the name Time Glow in one of our previous recordings. And Time Glow is a photo restoration app. So you have older photos, whether that's from the uh, the old century of the 1900s, whether that be 1990 or 1910, and or before, and you want to restore those, right? So AI is really fantastic at doing that. Now, what we have come to find is that with many things, prompting really matters in fixing those things up. And so we are going to restore those photos, and then we want to because it's fun and kind of cool. On top of that, once those photos are restored, you can then actually animate them, turn them into a video. So if you have like a family photo from the 60s that it's scratched and you can't really see it and it's a little blurry, you can restore it, and then the people in the photo can start smiling or hugging or looking around at each other and just something minimal, nothing crazy, at least out of the gate, and that's pretty much it. So we wanted
Yeah.
to stay pretty simple, like feature simple, and as Jesse said, like we're not here talking to each other right now. It's funny the way you start talking when you get on the mic, as opposed
Yeah.
to just like having a generic conversation.
It's
But
mass media, man.
anyways, right, exactly. So, as you said, Jesse, the this is a SaaS app. So the idea is, um, well, I'll talk a little bit about what I'm keep looking over to the side because I have my code base
Mm-hmm.
and the site up over here. And I'll go ahead and I'll share my screen out and
Yeah, let's jump into
while
it. I
I
mean,
talk about
while you're doing
because
that, the plan
yeah,
to build in public is we're aiming to do this an hour a day. Now, sometimes the day job won't allow that. Sometimes personal life won't allow that. But an hour a day progress is appropriately applied. You can do a lot of work in an hour in 2025, and so we're trying to hit that flow state of productivity and return to it regularly. And I think the system that we're building means that there's a lot of snowball momentum. So
yeah.
yeah, you can see Nick's
Um,
screen here. Go for it, Nick.
so you see the site over here, and what has been well here. I'll just why don't I just walk? Do you want to walk through the app right now, or do you want to
Yeah,
dig
let's do
into the
it.
homepage?
Show
All
me.
right.
No, well, show me the
Yeah.
app. Let's do that because I mean you've
All
been
right. Let's do that.
working independently. I've had less engagement in the downturn time.
Sure.
So
All right. So
take
I'll
me
talk
through
you
it for
through
the
it.
audience. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is it's a NextJS app. It's using React and Tailwind and ShadCN. We're hosted on Versal. We are using Supabase for our database, and that's kind of the general tech stack that's being used.
I
I'm
gotta
building
say,
it
really,
largely.
really,
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry. Just shout out Supabase. I'll tell you, in this age uh, of you know agentic code building, Supabase for me has been such an amazing single source. Like, get the MCP configured, get everything in, and then you've got storage and auth, and obviously database stuff, and you can
It's
really
great.
use the mess out of them. Love it.
Um, and so I will give a caveat up front. There has been no work done on design, UI, UX type stuff. So
It's a
it looks
Spartan design
very,
philosophy.
very
That's
plain, right?
mhm.
And I mean, literally all of this text and this layout was. So I was about to say, I'm building it largely with Claude code. That's inside Cursor, but I don't really use Cursor's AI features. Minimally, a little bit, Tab and sometimes the Control K feature. the inline AI, but not much else. Although Cursor 2.0 is supposed to be really amazing, so I might want to play around with that. Anyways,
Billion in
so this
revenue, I
homepage,
heard. Good for
yeah,
them.
yeah. So this homepage is literally based, Claude Code just output it. It's you got fake fake testimonials. This is not what it's going to cost. All that stuff. So um, we can go and sign in, and then when you sign in, we're actually using Clerk for auth. Clerk is a what am I using to remember my like? Okay, yeah. So even here, like, look, it doesn't even take you anywhere right now. So what I need to go up here and do is go to dashboard. All right, so this is the back end of TimeGlow right now, and it's a credit-based system where and we're hooked up to Stripe for payments, and the credits payments give you more credits, and then when you restore photos or animate things, it decreases credits. And so right here we have all of this is like actually running. I'm still in like dev mode and sandbox and Stripe, so you pay with fake money. That's why I'm on the free subscription plan down here. Um, but I have 101 credits remaining. I've done 9 photo restorations. This is sort of your dashboard of what you're going to be doing, and then you could go and look at your history. Your history is your photo restoration history. So these are all. I went to Google Images and just grabbed stuff and like grabbed some images to start playing around. One of my favorites
What's your favorite
is
one? Yeah.
yeah. So to the point of the prompting is important. You can't just say, "Please restore this old photo." Like that's a and so behind the scenes, we are actually using Each Labs, which is I guess it's sort of a middle layer to the massive amounts of APIs that exist. So we hook into Each Labs, and then we have easy access to APIs. And so on the actual API front, we're using uh, Flash 2.5, which is Nano Banana, and then for the image restoration, and right now we're using Kling 2.5 for the video animation. And so, yeah, let me see if I can find it, if it's the right one. This one, right here. You click on this, and you see what it was. This is the before and after. This is the before, and this is what it restored it to.
Mm,
Smoko, the new smoking mixture. A cool, fragrant, and lasting pipe tobacco.
that's
Cigarette
rough.
tobacco. Um, so, and then because I liked that one, I animated that one. So let's click and see what kind of animation we have. Anyways, um,
Nice. I do
yeah,
love a good
yeah,
abstract animation. That's something I think is has been missing from like, I mean, ChatGPT image generation. I know we talked about it yesterday, but like
sure,
everything getting better at like not just humans. I think all the original stuff was very optimized around humans, trained on humans. But like to get a two-dimensional poster to animate, just I don't know. There's something that scratches my creative itch of like, man, there's so it's infinity opportunities there.
sure. Um, why don't we do this? Well, here, you click over to,
Wait, hold on. Is there a good one you can show? Because I don't want to show the bad example as the
um,
example.
no, so yeah, actually, that's a fair point. One of the things that I have not baked into the app, all of the prompting that I've done to test to get good results on the restorations, which I feel very confident in, I have not baked that into the prompts in the app yet. So it's all generically output prompts. So there are no good results right now. That is
In this
that's
interface. Fair,
the
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Um, so
One of the things that
um,
just I could kind of just add some color commentary when the last pass that I was contributing to when we were working on this together was pressure testing if we string prompts together rather than try to one shot it, right? So a one shot prompt being, take this historic photo, remove dust and scratches, brighten it, recolorize, make it look like it was taken on a modern iPhone with an HDR setting enabled, and da 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 da. Right? You can kind of like compile all these modernization tactics into a single prompt, or you can spread those out, and you could say, make me an image that take this historic photo, remove all dust, aberrations, scratches, cracks, etc. Then you get an image. Now pass that image back through and optimize that image and kind of funnel through different prompt focuses. The truth is most of the work that I did on that, the one shot was as good or better than any other combination of prompts. That's my memory of kind of stepping back a few weeks in time.
Yeah.
I still think there's something to the chaining of interpretation or chaining of input output loop, but I think we'll be pretty straightforward for the beginning of the app because part of this initiative is get it launched, right?
Yeah.
That's a balance Nick and I
Well, and
talk about
that,
a lot.
I mean, you
Yeah.
like, to me, that's just an empirical question. We can determine whether or not the chaining is better or not, or not, like
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Pressure
not
test,
it's
pressure
not
test.
like it's not a feeling, man. It's just, we can figure it out. Um,
That
Sorry,
podcast
I'm
on
not
training
saying that you were
data,
saying
I
there was a
think it's
feeling. I was just,
no, no, no. No, well, it's a question. You have to be curious, and then you have to try it, and then you have to see, and it's the empirical data you get
right.
back that says, "Hey, this part's better. This part didn't help. Save your
Yeah,
tokens.
yeah, yeah.
Save your." And especially, just from a build and public ethos, the video models are expensive right now, and we're trying to make this a really low cost, low barrier to entry people for a product for a mass market. Um, I don't think we're going to get people to pay us $100 to try a bunch of things to bring their grandparents' videos to life. I mean, maybe, but not every week, not every month. So I don't know. There's a lot of balancing act to get it right.
Yeah.
That when we set out to say we'll build a business in an hour, we were certainly tone deaf to the details, but here we
Well,
are.
here,
That's why
why
we're
don't I
persisting here.
let me go through this process. Oh no, I don't know what's
Yeah,
going on there. Interesting.
build error.
Well, this is local. Um, let's see what server log said.
Let's see. Let's see.
All right, so I'm gonna see. It could be the wrong route actually. So let me double check that. What is it going to? Dashboard restore. Is it just restore? Yeah,
Hmm.
that's just a wrong URL.
Just yeah, yeah.
Um, so let me do this. Let me select this image, and we will. Uh, I just Googled another beat up image on to see if we could restore it. So
That's
you upload
Uncle
this.
Rasputin. Uncle
There
Rasputin
we go.
made an
I
appearance.
love it. Um, and uh, and so again, no UI UX work put in whatsoever. So I mean, this is pretty clunky. It doesn't need to be all vertical like this, and it's fine enough. But so you would have these restoration presets, right? And so uh, I'm going to what do we want to do? Um,
Well, just do standard first. I'd like it to look very like modern. Like look like that
yeah.
dude was took a selfie in 2026.
Actually, this is so interesting because
You could
so
expand those
let's do
out.
this. I'm gonna log into each lab so we can see what's going on there. And then actually, you know what I need to do? Of course,
Mm.
because we're running locally, I
You
have to
got a
run
server you got to spin up.
it. I have to run Ingest locally.
Mm.
Ingest
Re-
is our U infrastructure. So hold on one second.
Let's say remind me what layer ingest is supporting when you have the wherewithal.
Yeah. That is running. So, ingest is basically, I mean, it can do other things, but the way that we're using it is it's for queuing function runs. So it's a way to offload work being done. Eh, like, yes, imagine you have 100 people asked to do the same thing on your server at the same time. It
Hmm.
sets up a queue and then it monitors those runs. It allows for automatic retries with certain like failure notices. It has good logging, and so it's just it's a very helpful thing for apps where many actions are being taken place at one time.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. So that should be running now. Let me see. Time glow. There we go. And runs. So we can see our runs here. So let me
One
go
of the
back
things that
to. Yeah, go
one
ahead.
of the things that stood out to me as Nick was explaining to me the job queue layer is like we've been building, you know, in the web dev
There we go.
space and SaaS space for decades and have never had to handle job queues like this. And one of the differences is that because the AI, using the APIs to interact with different AI layers, you have this incredible asynchronicity to the jobs. You have, n number of queues that have to be managed. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Oh, what's up?
Yes.
It kind of looks like Eric Regan.
I mean,
Shout out,
that's
Eric.
funny.
This is a few
Shout out
years
Eric.
from now.
So to the point, like I would not be happy with this result, right? Because it's not an actual recreation. Like but it's cool. It's directionally
Yeah.
interesting, and the
If
prompting
you
will just make it so much better.
One of the most interesting things I've heard recently, so it was that training data podcast from the the Nano Banana um, architects, and they talked about the intricacy of human faces being very like we are tuned
Intricate.
to. Yeah, exactly. We are tuned to see those micro details in human faces, unlike any other object in the world, basically. Like very
Yeah.
few and so like the evals that the AI can do, we're not doing it. So they introduce human evals where they actually like do the remixing and they get the people to say, does this like look like that person that you have a
Right.
familiarity with? And that helped really dial in the tool. And I think that's
Oh, I'm
interesting
sure.
too. It's like for this picture, we don't know this guy. So jumping over to a new picture, maybe that's him, maybe that's not, maybe it doesn't look anything like him. I can kind of tell it
I'm not
doesn't.
buying it. I have to
I
admit.
can kind of
Like
tell it doesn't. Yeah.
it looks directionally like a similar man, but not the man. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just not right. But cool for
It
our
looks like
purposes
if the
right
man
now.
wasn't malnourished in the 1890s, is what it looks
Maybe
like.
so. That's it.
This is Sans
So
potato famine.
um, right. So down here you have the option to download your photo. So you can click on that, and it'll should prompt. See if that. Yep. We have a little toast message down here, and then it over on another screen. It gave me the download. You could share your results. So we have what? Oh yeah, the share stuff. We're going to go on X, although it's still using the old Twitter logo, Facebook, LinkedIn, and then just copy the photo. Actually, that's interesting. Where does that? I forget where that goes. In a yeah. See, it's not. We have to. I have to think about that. It gave me a TimeGlow URL, but it still asked me to log in, so that's no good. We can't have a shared link. Anyways, then we want people to rate how satisfied they are with the result,
Yep.
right? So I'll give that a 5-star rating and delete that rating later. And then we have the bring your photo to life section. So you want to animate the photo? Let's do it. So we animate it, and then it says this. So which one do you want to go with?
Um, maybe living portrait. I think maybe.
Living portrait.
Yeah.
Subject subtly moves with natural breathing motion. Click.
Is it going to do it on the new image or the original?
New image.
Okay. I mean,
Yep.
that's what you want.
And
but
yeah, of course. So this takes a minute, right? So
yeah.
because this is image to
So
image is quick, image to video is slower.
Is
All right,
this
so
VO?
we already see. No, this is Kling 2.5.
Okay.
And
Who makes Kling?
let's see.
I haven't used it.
Kling is a Chinese model. Kling makes Kling, as far as I know. I don't
Okay.
know who. If there's a parent company to Kling.
Got it.
That's a good question. I don't know. It might be. Let me see. I'm gonna actually Google that right now.
Yeah, I mean, it could be ByteDance or Baidu or Alibaba or
Kuaishou.
Kuaishou.
Kuaish. Oh, yeah. I've never heard of them. Apologies, Kuaishou. They're just a
Good looking out though.
massive Chinese corporation. They really are. To be fair, let's see, this should still be running. Now, these are not the. We should not be taking these as like, I don't know how to say this. Dogmatically true. However, this is one of the benchmarks that I, am paying attention to in the video world. And so Kling 2.5 Turbo is top of the benchmarks. Image to video leaderboard is what's going on here. And VO 3.1, it's basically Kling and VO are the top two.
Yeah.
And so right now, I am still a little confident-ish that Kling is cheaper, and still and really amazing. I would love to use VO because my personal experience is VO is a little better. But as you know, Jesse, and you can maybe speak to it a little more, like they're all nuanced. They're better and different at different things, right?
I mean, 100%. It's a very there's taste.
We're complete.
We got it.
Taste
is involved in the training of the models, and then let's see.
Okay.
All right.
Is that
subtle.
smooth for you? Can you see it? We got the fire
yeah,
in the background. That's kind of cool.
It's smooth for me, and I think that's a great result because, it's maybe not Uncle Rasputin from the original, but from the image to the video, 100% fidelity retention. I think near
Sure.
a 100% fidelity retention, and it just brings it to life. You're gonna do a different one. What'd you pick? It's a little small on my screen.
Reroll failed. Oh, I gotta look. Okay, that's something to look at. Interesting. Look at the server log. What's going on? Yeah, failed to create restoration job. I won't do that right now. Anyways, so just a couple other things, and then we can go back to the history. There's some bugs here, like so here's our result, right? Here's the image that we restored. Here's the video. Now, something I've noticed, if I hover over that, notice the animated GIF runs, and even if I leave, like that's no good. Stuff like that. There's plenty, plenty of things to work out. We go over to the credit system just to give you a sense. Interesting. I wonder. Why this happened, and I think I might know. So we had 101 credits when we started. -1 for the image. -5 took us to 95 for the video. When I re-rolled it, the re-roll failed, and I believe what we have going is a refund on failures. So even though the first video ran, the re-roll failed, and then therefore they got refunded. I got refunded 5 credits. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So interestingly, though, I don't see the refund event here, and I wonder why that might be the case.
Can you speak a little bit to like test design during the agentic code process? Because obviously, if you were writing the code, you understand.
We're at 95. We're here. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
accurate.
that was just seemingly a mistake. Okay, cool. That's fine.
But it does bring up a point of like, hey, there's money changing hands. There's a credit system. There's value. Like once this is in production and out of sandbox mode, the money matters when it has to be done right. And we have agentically coded this system, as are every developer on the planet agentically coding systems that do things like this today in November 2025. Are there tests that you're intentionally building in to, once commits happen, once feature releases are seemingly correct, how are we validating that we didn't screw something up in something that we thought was baked? Is that
I mean, that's a great question, and I think the right question, and also like it's an age-old question, right? So one
Sure.
thing we're doing is, sorry, I also something else that we are doing here is, and I'll just pull this over real quick, is we're using Sentry. Sentry is for our error logging. It is, I don't know, do you have a history of, do you know Sentry at all?
No,
It's just,
no.
it's error monitoring, and it's hooked into the app, and it's watching what's going on, and it gives us alerts, and we can see, um, we can look
So
at
it's app
issues.
layer error monitoring. It's not like New Relic server layer
Right.
monitoring.
So,
It's
uh, last seen 7 days ago. Yeah. So, um, as I bring Sentry up, I also uh, need to make sure that it's working properly. I have it running and it's actually running, but
importante.
it's another thing to double check. But anyways, we're doing so. I'll speak kind of generically a little bit, and then try and dive in a bit deeper there. Generically, we have error monitoring. We have our Inngest is a great system that's a part of the error monitoring for any of our API calls, our function calls, things like that. We have alerts set up, and then inside the code base, to your point on the tests, the goal is to have like 80% plus test coverage for all features, so that as we build things out, we can make sure that previous things that we are happy with and comfortable knowing that they are working as expected, that like future code doesn't break those, future changes doesn't break those. And so it's trying to build in all of these, I don't know, just like breakpoints, stopping points where
Hmm.
um, uh, if something goes wrong, we know about it as soon as possible. Um, and then it's, I don't know, it's kind of a game of like cat and mouse, where it's like there always might be something going wrong. There always might be something messed up.
Hmm.
That's kind of how I think of it. And just the nice thing in the AI era is that you can build those tests out really easily. You can say, this is the way that I like to build tests. This is what I think is valuable. I want mock data, or I don't want mock data. I do, et cetera, et cetera. And then you can have this sort of repeatable, easy process. And so, as you know, I'm building this out using the system called BMAD. The what is, I always forget what BMAD method stands for. Um, it's this guy right here. Um, well, they used to have the what the name meant on their Git repo. Um, oh well, it's agile
Yeah.
development is what it is.
Yeah.
It's the it's the it's agile mixed with AI development, and so the you can see the code base over here is built out. We have all the inside of our docs directory. We have our product requirement documents. We have epics that are built out here, and then epics are broken down into stories, and then these are stories that are all built out, and so one by one. And so through inside that system, everything's being documented, that these are the features that are expected to be built out. It the dev agent helps build it out. The QA agent helps resolve it. I created an extra agent inside the BMAD method called the test dev, where it actually spins up. It opens up Chrome and through an MCP, and automatically tests the features that are supposed to have been built out to see if there are any errors that occur. And so then after all of that, then I go in and say, okay, what am I seeing? Am I seeing errors? Am I happy with the code, et cetera, et cetera? And then I finish it all out.
Hmm.
And so honestly, I started going down this path and I forgot my point. But that's just kind of a bit of inside baseball, I guess. Uh,
Well, we're talking about the
so,
air monitoring, talking about all the monitoring.
right, right. Well,
The
do you want to dive into? I mean, here, let me finish out showing like the rest of this stuff, and then we can
Please.
dive into the homepage. Do you want to do that? Because we only
Yeah,
have like 15, 20 minutes left.
absolutely.
Um, so I think, I mean, the only other thing we have settings, name, we have preferences. Although I was looking here, this is dark mode and it's not working. So I need to make sure that all this stuff is working. I don't think we have email notifications running, but I could be wrong. And then this is like download data and delete account stuff. And I mean, that's pretty much it, right? So, it's not feature complete, but it's close-ish, shall we
Mm-hmm.
say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and at least the core functionality is running. And then I think you and I will want to take time to um, really, really dial in the presets, the prompting,
Mm-hmm.
and then doing a bunch of running a bunch of tests to make sure that that's the way we want to set it up. Um, so,
Agreed.
uh, so what I was saying to Jesse was that we're going to talk about the homepage.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, like I said, this is all fake. This is just like Claude Code output it. You could see. I mean, it's not crazy looking, but it's just not compelling whatsoever. It's just white and gray and doesn't, you know. But AI is not good at coding if you just tell or at design if you just say make it beautiful. Like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't work well that way. And it loves purple for some reason. It's obsessed with purple. It always
Yep.
makes everything purple, which is fine. Purple's a good
It's
color to use
nice. It's
sometimes,
nice
but
because I like it. So, but yes, it does
yeah,
always use it.
yeah. So what I did, and I'll show you what I've done so far, and then maybe I'll shut up for a minute and you can riff on thoughts and whatnot. Is
Mm-hmm.
um, let me find my ChatGPT chat. Okay, so I wanted to be sort of AI forward in this. So I said I'm building out a marketing homepage for my SaaS app. I want you to please search the web for strong data-driven sources on optimizing this homepage for converting users. I want you to explain to me what you find, give me recommendations for sections, order, content type, etc., and please include things that I may be missing or not thinking about. The app is called TimeGlow. It's a photo restoration app for your older photos. Then you can animate those photos using text to video AI to make them feel alive. Right? So pretty basic prompt, but I just wanted to see. So it gave me all of this stuff back, which is reasonable. Clarity above the fold wins, speed is revenue, social proof is a lever, video is nuanced, form friction matters. Fewer fields equals higher conversion. Keep one primary action. Start now. Try it now, or start free. Try it now. And so then it said here are all the different sections that you could use, and I did ask for an image. So let me see. I'll show you because I was like, well, let me see what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked for a gray box image of what it was talking about. So this is what it came up with right here. Um, it said hero with a before and after slider, so maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's the way to go up top with a primary CTA. Then the outcome strip, which is 3 quantified benefits plus mini proof with stars and count. Um, an interactive demo, then into a how it works, step 1, step 2, step 3. We have a UGC gallery, before and after tiles. We have use cases, family history, tributes, gifts, archives, creators, trust and safety. We have pricing, and then actually ChatGPT didn't finish the image. So below that, they say testimonials and text and video, a slim FAQ, and then a sticky CTA, the final CTA. I don't know. Do you want to riff on anything at this moment in time?
Sure. I mean, the approach seems like in the right universe. I try to think of, well, I don't know if it's right for this moment. Whenever I think of top down design, like gray box design and like the psychology, I use just a funnel mindset. Is like at the very top, you have to make them aware, and then you have to get them to consider, and you have your conversion CTAs throughout. That's really good if you have like a single conversion, which we kind of do. We have a sign up, but we also have all these like different value props. So I don't know if a funnel is the right model. I think I like the way it's like we're going to show you what this is. You land here, and the slider at the top is really powerful. And even what I would do is, if we can make it automate a slide so you land and you see the handle get moved, and even maybe we have a little mouse in the visual that like goes and grabs the slider, a tap icon. I mean, I'm imagining
I
this
like
is
that. That's cool.
largely mobile optimized for
Sure.
interactions. Like we're planning to advertise on social. The bulk of that's going to be delivered on a mobile experience, and therefore you're one tap away from a sign up, assuming
No,
the
no, no.
mobile.
Most people today use large desktops, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, us nerds. I mean, I'm looking everywhere because my screen is huge, and it's something I try not to do in a podcast format because or a YouTube video format because I know it's like nobody knows I'm looking at that corner of my screen or that corner of my screen or that screen over there. Um,
You all know. You're all savvy. All of you, thousands of viewers right now, you know what we're doing.
yeah. So, but no, for the average person, and I mean the market for this is the general consumer. That is what we've kind of stated as the goal. Anyone should be able to sign up. Doesn't need to be technically forward. In fact, it's even the audience that like probably isn't thinking about going direct to the AI tools. It's if you're comfortable enough jumping between like Gemini and Midjourney or something, you have the skills to like do these yourself. Now, the video stuff is different because the APIs are so tight. The use cases, you're not maybe signing up for Kling, a Chinese model, and et cetera. So I think one of the value props we have is unifying and very purposefully orchestrating these tools. And Nick and I talk a lot about like moats and how are we not just a wrapper and things like that. So probably future conversations and episodes there. But I mean, in terms of the UI, I think like what's mapped out here is plenty good enough. Would
Sure.
we want to override any of it? Maybe when we see it live, it's like, oh, this feels better here or there. But overall, like, this is great. And
Maybe that is the question, right? It's more that um it's like order doesn't matter inherently right now because we can swap that order when we oh, Copilot just randomly popped up. Okay, good. Oh, I must have clicked this. Um the order doesn't inherently matter because we can swap that. It's that do we care about dropping any of these? And I mean, I like all of them, honestly. I think they're all reasonable. They're all simple enough to create. And as you've probably seen, I've been scrolling through Dribble over here, just like looking. This is where I look for like design inspiration, like direction that I want to go in.
mhm,
Um, and so I think, I mean, I guess that's really the next step is choosing a design direction. I'll give another nerd tip on the dev side of things. Something that I really like are because we're using Tailwind and ShadCN for the app. You can there are very there are many component libraries that are available, and so this is a way to override the ugliness of AI design, and it's to use components from pre-built components from libraries. So 21st.dev is really great. And so, for example, um, you know, do I want to use an interactive 3D
mhm,
scene? Is this going to show? There we go.
mhm,
Something like this. Now, if we want to go even bigger, we could do an image to 3D scene and put in our own 3D guy here, but that's different. Or
mhm,
something like this. Do we want to use cool background lights? Background lights are cool, you know. Um, but it's also more than that. There's scroll areas. So for example, animations like this as I scroll down, that tilts.
mhm,
You know,
mhm.
it's just ways. It's things that are nicer. It makes it better. It makes it a little. Or do you have this sort of changelog effect? The timeline here as you scroll down, depending on how you want to
Yep.
display things. So this is really great. And to that point, or I'll do one last thing over in images, right? So for us, we're going to be showing images. Like, I don't know if this is right. This is like a drag and drop. You can actually so you can integrate images and videos. So that's good for us. And then you can drag this up here, oh, and reorder it
Mhm.
and stuff like that. That doesn't really matter for us. You can click on
Man,
it
it
and then it
takes
gets bigger,
it
and that's
it
super
takes
cool.
me back to
Um,
it takes me back to the old times of jQuery UI and looking at
sure, of
like
course.
jQuery UI plugins. Um,
Well,
just to get
so
drag and
to
drop
to
functionality was like a big deal.
oh God, yeah. The nice thing here is that I say this is super easy to use because what they offer up here is a prompt. So I can click that. I literally just copied a prompt, and what I'll show you is I'll bring this over into my IDE, paste this in. These are purposefully written directions for an LLM like Claude Code or Cursor or whoever. And then you say, I would go over into Claude. Oh, it does this sometimes. You know, if I'm going to actually reference this, I would say, I want to implement this image gallery. I can't type right now. And then I would just drag this in. Oh, I didn't save it. Oh my gosh. I'm making this so much harder than I need it to be. Here, I drag this in. I meant to save it as an MD file, but whatever. And then that's it. And that's all you would need to do. I mean, you want to be a little more specific with your prompt about how you want to implement it, where you want it to go, things like that. But it's a pre-written prompt for your AI dev to just implement that gallery, and it works perfectly. Like I mean, you might tweak it like, oh, let's change the text or the color or something, but like it implements the feature.
It's the difference between you slapshotting some idea versus taking something that was thoughtfully considered by the creators of the tool and the people who are motivated to help implement, and then it's just transfer of it's embedded with a lot more intelligence than you're going to bring to it in your first shot, for
because
any
you're calling me
widget.
dumb, of course.
Yeah, no, because I'm saying we're building with other people's tools at this stage,
right.
in these moments, and their tools are
so
they're the best ones to guide those tools. So let me do this because we're gonna have to drop.
Yeah, we need to wrap it up.
Quickly filled the hour, so I feel like I'm caught up on the progress that you made on the product. We have the marketing site that needs to get furthered. I think those are that's a good place to pick up next time. And I think the other thing next time we need to do is talk more about the marketing side of this, because for the audience, this is kind of a 1-2 punch of using AI and agentic coding systems to build a product, but also using those same tools, same solution, same new paradigm to market and sell and perpetuate that product, to grow that product. And so we talked a lot about the product itself here. And that's where more work has been done, but we're also building the vibe marketing engine to not correctly but purposefully still use the term of the day, because we want to what are these agentic systems good at? They're good at taking structure and then kind of improvising from a foundation of structure. That's very marketing oriented, and they're good at feedback loops, especially if you design them to use them and adhere to them. And marketing, A/B testing, optimization over time is one big, messy feedback loop system. And so we're doing kind of both tiers of this in a systematic way. And that part of that reason is because we are aiming to soon enough get to that 1 hour or 1 week or something self-contained. Exactly. It's a goal that we may never hit, but it's a bullseye to aim for. So I think that those are good things for next steps. Nick, anything you want to kind of say out loud to have a breadcrumb bookmark to pick up next time we do this?
No, I think that's good. Honestly, I think at this point we call it for the day, and I guess we'll close out. Thank you so much for watching. If you've gotten this far, please like, comment, and subscribe. There is so much more to come, and we're excited to get back into it. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.